Hi everyone, welcome back. As always, we are here to talk about ways to create sort of your own customized blueprint for a more balanced business and a more balanced life. And today I wanted to share a topic that I discussed in my last group coaching call with my clients. And that was kind of reframing our mindset around asking for referrals. So I've been doing a lot of in-person networking, and I'm living in a new place, and that's always fun, but it's also always a great opportunity to get to meet new people. And I've joined some groups like the Chamber of Commerce and things like that, and there's kind of a system in place for asking for referrals at these in-person events. And I think that that has a value, but I also think that it turns off a lot of people when we have to kind of own that model, right? And and go out there and ask for referrals in that same way. And so when we were having this discussion in my coaching session, what we determined is that it feels less salesy, and it actually feels good when you go into ask for a genuine introduction, a really meaningful connection with someone. So we put this in the context of talking to our current clients or former clients. So usually you're going to be working with people that you really like, and if you're going to ask them for an introduction, then more than likely you want to be introduced to people who are like them. So the way to kind of turn this narrative into a more genuine conversation and something that feels really good rather than something that feels salesy is to really think about what you like about your client. What is it that makes them special to work with? And kind of lead with that. And as long as it's coming from, a place of genuine authenticity, then it should come off rather naturally. So it's something like just saying, hey, I love working with you because you always show up on time to our appointments. You're prepared, you follow through, things like that, whatever the qualities are in the context of your work. And I have space to bring on a couple new clients and was wondering if you know anyone who is similar to you that you would want to introduce me to. And so kind of starting the conversation that way makes it feel less salesy for you. And it also makes it feel better for your client or your former client because you're complimenting them in a genuine way and you really mean it. So it becomes less transactional, less icky, less like you're trying to get something from someone, and more real. And then obviously, when you do make that connection and they do introduce you to someone, it's important to follow up and to continue to be yourself and to let them feel good about that introduction, because that's where the friction comes in, is if somebody isn't quite sure that you can deliver on what it is that you're trying to serve the client with. Or maybe they feel like there's a hesitancy because they're not sure if the person that they're introducing you to, maybe they think that they couldn't afford your services, or they're not exactly the right fit. So if there's not that synergy, then probably you don't necessarily want the introduction, or you might need to kind of educate your client or former client on some of the thresholds in working with you. And this is something that you might think that your clients already know because they are working with you, but more than likely they've forgotten if it's been a while. So you can always kind of casually say, like, after you've shared why you really like working with this person, I'm looking for someone who meets these certain characteristics. If there is a financial threshold, obviously you can share that at that time. And I think it's just good to have these conversations with your clients. And again, it's more of a conversation and less of like a sale or a push, because they might not think of someone off the top of their head. But, if you're mentioning this to them, if you're checking in with them and you genuinely are curious about who they might want to introduce you to every 6 months or so, then eventually they're probably going to come across somebody and think of you more in top of mind. So, and you want to do the same for them if you can, right? It's really just meaningful connections and building relationships. And sometimes they go somewhere in terms of a sale and sometimes they don't. But if you don't start that conversation up front, then it's less likely to happen. So just thought I would bring this to your attention. We enjoyed the conversation in our group, and we really got into more of that mindset of how to kind of shift our energy as we were approaching a conversation where we wanted to talk to a client and see if they knew anyone who might be a good fit for us. So this is a nice way to do it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you do go out and practice this approach, let me know how it goes. And hopefully it just feels less icky and more relaxed, more genuine, and like you care, because that is the nature of it. Just kind of get into that zone rather than in the zone of asking for something. It's more the zone of helping, and that's something I think most of us can all get behind, is wanting to help other people. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll be back with interviews with other women business owners next week. Thanks so much. Bye.